guys, it is Sharon with Little Britain Company, and I will share pictures of Cupcake and Sophia so they can both have their cameo later. But today I am here with, I'm sorry, I'm having a bad hair day. We are here with a new Temu crafting. So today we are going to be making this beautiful card. I am super excited about it. So, and again, we're going to go ahead and make this card. I'm going to show you some of the different things that I got from Temu. Not everything is from Temu, but some of the main components are. And, well, let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to be working on this just kind of cute sea life card. Now, this can be done, you know, you don't have to put a sentiment in here. You can certainly put anything on the inside that you want to, but let's get looking at some of the things that I'm using. So the main base of the card is, or the main base, the main picture on the card is from this really cool pad of paper. I don't know how else to explain it. It has just gorgeous pictures. I had picked this up for some of the seaside junk journaling, but then I really, really like it. There were so many choices here, guys. I mean, these cards, you could even really just leave them empty. It's not a bad idea to make like a series of these and leave them empty for people to write their own sentiments in, or, you know, look at that seashore one. Okay, these are gorgeous. So what I did, I'm not going to make close to the exact same ones. I picked out some that I really liked. So in this one, I have the sea life one. I really like this one with the whale. I think that's great. I am going to use the same die cut in all of these. I like this one. It's so cool. I love the jellyfish one. So you can see, I just really kind of picked a series that a bunch of them that I really liked. I think I want to make sure that whatever I choose has some of this blue in it. I may pull back a little bit further. You can see I cleaned my desk off. I cleaned my table. Shocking. So I am going to use my Big Shot today. I do have, let's see, this is a Temu, and it actually comes in a set. So if you want to see the numbers on it, there they are. I don't know if that helps you. I'll try to add those in, but I'm not sure. I can see if I can find this. You can see it still has some blue in there I got to get rid of. But I chose to use this one. This one was a little bit more raucous. I don't know. Slightly different. And then this is also a Temu stamp. There's that side. Wishing you oceans of happiness. So there's a couple of choices here. I didn't clean him very well. So let's get started. I'm going to put this to the side. And I started with a base. So I really just grabbed, this was from a 12 by 12 piece of heavy duty. This is like 65-pound cardstock. And I cut it down to, I want this to be, let's see, I think I cut it to 7 inches. I'm going to have it, it's going to be 7 by 5. Oh my golly. My space on here is fun. My space is fun. All right. Hopefully you can, this just gets silly. Let me get my Big Shot out of here for a minute, if there's somewhere for me to put it. All right, we'll just try to deal with it over here. It just has to do with where the camera angle is. So let me maybe bring you over a little bit more, and we'll deal with what we can. It's a huge table. It's just that in order to get the camera angle for you, there's a lot that needs to go on. Okay, so this was a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So we are cutting it down to, we want this to be 7 by 5. I think that's right. I'm going to double check it. So This one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7 by 5. That's a fairly normal greeting card size. But I am definitely someone who will measure, repeat, measure, repeat, measure, repeat. Just cause. All right, so this, I need this to be 10 inches. And I think I already cut this. No, I didn't. Okay, so I need to measure this one to 10 inches. All right, I'll put those away for later. I'm gonna stick this aside for right now. And I'm gonna do real quick. So now that we've got our 7 by 10, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna score this at 5 inches. Go. And then remember that when we scored it, we're not going to bend on the side that goes in. We're not going to bend at the valley. We're going to bend to the mountain. And I'm just going to try to line this up. I'm going to line them up like that. If it'll line up properly. There we go. Which is always. So I should get, that is off. Daggone. Even after scoring, even after doing it that way. There we go. That's better. Okay. So I'm going to get my scoreboard out of the way for a minute. Okay, and I'm just going to set this aside for right now. I don't need that at the moment. So the next thing I'm going to decide on, I think that for this one, and here's kind of how I decided. I wanted to see, for the last one, I just kind of put this up against it to see what it would cover. Where was this going to hit? Kind of like that one. And we could use the other one on this, since this is the same as this one. And we could try. Ooh, I kind of think that that one might be more fun with this. It's kind of exciting. It hits, so I'm going to drop it down so it hits below the seahorse. All right, we've got that one. I don't think I'm going to do the whale only because I would lose part of my whale. So that's a no. Not for that one. How about this one? I'm still going to lose part of the whale. I do like that one actually, but I don't want to lose the whale. All right, and the last one is the seahorse. And I honestly think that the seahorse just doesn't have, there's not enough additional colors in it. So I'm going to go with this one. All right. I'll put this one aside because we're going to try this one. So the next thing I'm going to do is something really simple. I'm just going to go ahead and mat that on some off-white. Now, this is more of a sandy color. What I want is for it to be approximately the same size as this piece, or at least the same width. So this piece is cut out. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so when I cut it out, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 1/4. So we're going to go with that measurement, 4 1/4, and I'm going to go ahead and keep the length. I'm going to keep this length at this point in time. I'm just going to cut the width because I want to see where everything is. What I did with the last one is the same process. I cut this piece out and then attached this, and then I came back after I did the die cut, positioned it, and figured out what I needed to lose from the bottom. I could measure it, but I just think that's risky. I just think it's risky. All right, so we want to do 4 1/4. My word. The amount of table space I need. I'm looking at it one more time, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 1/4. That's what we're going to do. Got stuff going on here. This is not my favorite mat. Okay. 4 1/4. I'll put that one aside. Put this one aside again. All right, this is the easiest part, but I may have to get it closer in. So at 4 1/4, which I actually think is a little bit bigger than the last one, I want to go ahead and glue that on. Now I am using my art glitter glue, which is my favorite. I'm going to use, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Again, these bottles are from Temu, and I do like, it's kind of a love-hate for me right now because I like that I can cap them like this. Basically, you take the long, your needle-like piece off. Keep it in here. And then I always like to clear it just to make sure so I can see it. Ooh, and it doesn't want to go through. But there was certainly something right there. This pen actually is thicker than the bottle. So I'm not sure. I think there might be, so this is my love-hate relationship with this one. There might be glue still in there. And I don't have anything thin enough to clear it, but we're going to find out in a second. This one actually, when you twist it on, yep. So what I know right away is that I need something special to clear this tip. It still has glue in it because this bottle isn't kind of wheezing for me. And it should be. There should be some give to it. So although I like some of this, if they're going to give us these tips, then we need a a really thin, super thin cleaner to piece like this to go through them. Okay, moving that back to the side. So I like the bottle. I can actually use this cap with that bottle. I should be able to. I'm going to use this one. There we go. I just realized, so this pulls off like a pad of paper. And I just realized that this did not pull off evenly. Now I could go back and cut that one, but that's going to need, this is relatively thin paper. It's nice paper. It's thicker than a regular notepad, but it's not as thick as cardstock. And so it can tear. So I want to be, is that the one? Yeah, I want to be very cautious with it. So there, that's perfect. Good to know. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and I am just going to spread my glue. Now there is a trick with the glue. First, I want to make sure that I get it all around the sides, and then I'm just going to get some through the middle. I am very cautious with the amount of glue I use here, but you know I want to cover my sides. Ah, come on, you. And I'm just eyeballing this actually. Let me see that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this. And as I do this, as I burnish it, it's actually spreading the glue for me. It's going to give me good coverage on that glue. It's going to make the glue go all the way to the corners without going off. And I'm not going to have anything kind of dangly, or at least I shouldn't. And if I do, I can, add another touch of glue in there. But so this is our first step. So the next part is we're going to go ahead and make our ocean piece, which is going to extend kind of down here. It's going to be really cool. All right. So with this one, I am going to use, let me show you. So the paper that I use for the next two pieces came from this. This is actually from Hobby Lobby, and I got it on a really deep clearance. I have no idea if they still sell it. I bought this earlier this year when they were doing some of their deep clearances, and it's got these great texture looking pieces, which is why I really wanted it. I really liked the idea of having some of this texture. It's working out well for me so far today. So I got some texture, but there are plenty of other texture type pieces. I'm knocking my things around here. Okay, so for the water, I just thought this was perfect because it already gives you kind of the splotchiness of water. Now I do want to find, I like the orientation to be this way, and I want to find a space for it that kind of makes sense. I want to get some of this lighter to darker, and which means I'm not going to go all the way over to this side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit of this off. Standing over the wrong way. So I want to cut off some of it that I know I won't want to use. I've just got to look at it and kind of figure out where. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to want that. So I'm going to move that to the side. And I know that I'm going to want this middle. I normally don't do this. I am very much about conservation of materials. So normally I would never try to use the middle of a sheet of paper. That would just make me insane. But for this one, I'm going to do it. And just so that I can cut this down to a reasonable, what do I do with those things? To something reasonable. I literally just had that. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to cut it over a little bit so I don't lose all of it. I'm just going to make a couple of marks here. And probably right about there. Okay. I'm doing that for me, just so I know that I'm going to cut some pieces off so I can salvage some of the bigger pieces. So when I cut this out, I know I'm losing some of it, but I'm not losing all of it, and I really, really like it. And I know I'm going to want to use it again. Where the heck did that go? I can't see my own marks. Right about there. Okay. So I'm going to put these aside for a later project, and this should be more than enough for that to go on. Okay, move this aside. And I'm going to move some of these out of the way so I don't damage my other papers. I love this pack of paper. I actually think this is called Ocean Map. When I bought it, it was $3.38. I don't know what the price is right now, but I actually did put a little Ocean Map name on the back of it. So, okay, let's pull this out a little bit. I, by the way, am finding that the Temu papers are so thin that I need to use, what am I doing? That I need to use my thin insert for these. It's like a thinlet. That's how kind of thin it is. All right, so I'm kind of trying to figure out the orientation. Where do I want? I like that darker right there. Or do I want it like this? I think I kind of want it like that. Okay. So that's probably going to be as good as I'm going to be able to get it, because I can't. I don't know why I did it upside down. Just to be difficult for myself. All right. Okay. I am finding that these cut pretty well. This is such an intricate cut. Oh my golly, guys. Okay. I'm going to set that aside because I may use this on something else. Looking at it now, that could be really cool against, where did I just put that papers? Look at something like that. If I cut it down a little bit more. That's kind of cool. Okay, I'll put that aside so that I can reuse it at some point in time. I move these things aside. Okay, now is the trick. To see if I can get it loose. Ooh, it came loose almost right away. All right. This really is tricky. To get it off and to not... Oh, come on, come on, come on. Ha, ha, ha. Look at that. And if you all can see that. The intricacy of this thing. Let me see if I can get the rest of this out. I may have to... I'll mess with that later to get the rest of the little teeny tiny pieces out. All right, get this out of the way. And so our next step is to attach. This is super fun. Okay, so the next step, I want this right there. Yep, because I want it to come over here. I want it to attach to the bottom as if it's a part of that. So, oh yeah, here we go. And luckily, the glue can be pretty good. I'm just doing dots. And if you can see that, I'm trying to get the dots in enough places, especially tips and things, that we don't have any problems. I'll have to clean my surface later. Probably I'll stop. I might stop the film and clean it. Okay. All right, we got a good amount on there. You know what I don't have? I wonder if I need to make sure it's in my next order. I need tweezers. I thought I had them. I really thought that I had the tweezers and I can't find them. All right, so we got a lot of glue going on here, and that is actually fine. It is not going to hurt us in the long run. Okay, it's gonna dry. With this one, I just want to be super careful. There we go. Super careful. I don't want to rip anything. The good news is that the glue can be very forgiving. Shockingly so. Much more so. All right, there. That's what we have so far. I love it. Oh my golly. Okay. I am really, really loving this. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to trim this down a little bit. I'm going to double check the length here. I'm out of sight for just a minute. I think I'm correct in saying it is just under 1/4 inch, this top part. So we're going to strive to cut this down to that 1/4 inch, to get a 1/4 inch off of this. Shoot. And that's harder to do on this particular mat, I guess. So I'm going to have to play with it a little bit. I got something in here. Look at that. That is from a different die cut. Okay, there we go. All right. So what I'm going to do here is off camera for just 1 minute because my measuring is at the bottom of my page. I am going to mark a 1/4 inch. That looks like a lot. Yeah. So I gave myself just, I'll move the camera here for a second. I gave myself just this teeny tiny 1/4 inch mark, and I'm going to go on the inside of it. It's close. It's close. I could do just a smidge more, but I have to be at this point. Boy, do I have to be careful. All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to do. That's all right. Let me put this camera very big. That's not bad. All right, so we've got the first mat. And this is a good 65-pound cardstock. So that's giving me a little bit of that. Between this one and this one, it gives me more support. Okay, and so the next one I want to do is, so we've done this one, this one, this one. Now I want to do this mat here. And for that one, I'm using this paper. It came from the same pad of paper I just showed you, the Hobby Lobby one. And again, I wish I could tell you that it was still around. I just don't know. Now in this one, I had this is almost like a stripe. So in this one, I had the stripe go vertically. In this one, I think I'm going to have that one go horizontally. I like it. Like it. Okay. So for this one, let me tell you how I'm going to do this one. I'm going to go ahead and mount it. Where am I? Let me think about that for a minute. I think with the last one, I didn't do that. I think I did. Yeah, I did this one. I wrote down those dimensions. So this one, this last mat, because this one is 5 by 7, I did this one at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Just so it really covers most of that page. So I'm going to go this way, 4 3/4, because I want to keep the longest. Move that one out of the way. That gave me a really, I could certainly get probably, well, definitely one more mat. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of that one. All right, and then I need this one to be 6 3/4. I'm going to cut it like this. Okay. Not a lot to cut off of that one. But I am going to salvage that because I might use it in a different card. Okay. Gracious. Okay. Now, getting some weird... For some reason, I think I need a new blade. But if you'll notice, when I did that, I got rid of the little yuckies. Basically, I bent them down, and then we'll glue them down. Now, I'm going to go ahead and attach this. Do that again. I don't know if you've ever had this happen. That's pretty good. Those little things are driving me nuts. It's also that this paper is very thin. This paper is thin. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mat this piece, and then we'll put the final mat on, and then we'll work on the inside. So again, I'm just going to notice I don't go all the way to the edge. I don't want to go all the way to the edge because when I burnish this, it's going to spread that glue, and I don't want a huge globs of glue coming out of the sides of it. Okay, I always cap that too, by the way. All right. Not that that will help if I don't get this down. Let's see how well I did here. So 2 things that are good news for this. One, the glue can be a little bit forgiving at first. So you've got just a minute to move it around. There we go. Beautiful. And it's a handmade card. I mean, I think that any handmade cards you might see minor imperfections on. And I think that every single one of us needs to give ourselves a break as far as having minor imperfections, because we're not machines. That seems fair. You know, we're not machines. And honestly, even machines don't get it right. If you've seen some of the new stuff coming out with the way machines are not always cutting the paper correctly. I'm going to move this down just a touch. Okay, with this one, I'm going to be very careful in my burnishing. I don't want to catch this at all. So I'm just going to roll it. There we go. There's the front of our card. I really like it. Okay, so now I'm going to do the inside. I don't want to leave just this big blue because that's a lot of blue. And you're going to need, you know, a really, really dark pen to write on that. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a piece of cardstock. I have, this was 12 by 12. This is another 65-pound weight. And I don't remember where I got this one. Probably Hobby Lobby or Michael's or one of those. I'm going to cut it to the same size as my other mat. So this one is going to be 4 3/4. And then tomorrow I'm going to go out and buy some new blades. But again, and then I need this one to be 6 3/4. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, and I really do wish that I had like a small foam mat under here, but I don't know where everything is right now. I've been in the middle of getting, I got some new shelving in here. I'm really excited about it because suddenly I actually have a table back again. But let me decide what I'm going to put on this one. These are a little bit small. I'm okay with that. Maybe this time I'll do Seize the Day, and then I'll put the, I think I'll do that one. I could do Wishing You Oceans of Happiness, but I think I'm going to do Seize the Day, and then I'm going to put the big one next to it. I'll show you what I'm going to do. And I actually just got one of the bigger mats. I'm so excited about it. I don't know where my longer mat is for this one. Don't know how well this is. We'll see. Anyway, I just got in one of the folding pieces, I don't know, which I am super excited about. So I'm thinking that if I do it like this, straighten that up a little bit. I think I'm going to do that. All right. So no, I don't have, and I have bigger of these, bigger acrylic pieces. I just, couldn't find them. So we're going to go with this. And again, I guess it's a good example of, how do you do it when your pieces aren't all there? Well, we're going to give it the old college try. For the Seize the Day, I'm just going to go ahead and use, this VersaFine. I love this stuff. My golly, this is so good. All right, we're just gonna I want more of this. Okay. So I'm trying really hard not to, I don't want to, I just want to press down instead of, it got caught on this one. Okay, it's okay. This is one of the reasons I like this one so well. When I pressed down, literally it took all the ink. I love that. It's wonderful. I mean, I'll still go back and clean it, but holy schmoly, that's good. Okay. I'll put that there. Now, this isn't quite big enough. We're going to make it work. How's that, guys? Oh, it's so close. All right, I'm going to do this on the diagonal since I don't know where my big ones are. Actually, I'm just being too lazy to go find them. So we're going to do this one like that. I still can't believe I did that. That's just so frustrating that I got caught up on this one. All right, so I want this one to be like a dark green. And I'm going to use my momenta. And I think I'm going to use this green. If I had a positioner, I would actually double it up and I would probably use the dark and the light. But I don't have my positioner. Okay. That's actually a really, really cute green. Okay. Now I'm just gonna get this on here. And carefully pick it up. Oh, that's cute. Okay. And where's my... I'll clean this up just really quickly. Just kind of cleaning it up a little bit, putting this back where it belongs. Honestly, because if I don't, heavens to Betsy, that would be bad. Okay. So I've got my stamps back. I'm going to put them all back where, you know, my little nice little storage thing here. So cute. So lots of space for someone to write names on here, for someone to write a message. I like the idea of someone writing a message down here next to the seaweed. And the seaweed, this could have been a stronger one. I could have double printed on it, but I like the way it looks. That's almost like under the sea to me. And I know this one got a little bit, it's okay. All right. I thought about cornering this and I just decided I just didn't want to. I like it the way it is. It looks like it's a little bit wide. I'm going to take another look at this one. As I try to... All right, this was supposed to be 4 3/4, and I feel like it's a smidge big. Oh, it's a lot big. How did I do that? Yeah, it's a lot big. Look at that. What was I doing? Okay. But that kind of stuff happens. Okay. What I like about this series, if you get that pad of paper, then it would be really, really easy to make a whole set of cards for someone. And you wouldn't, you know, if I was going to do this as a whole set of cards, I may not put anything in them at all. Any sentiments, but I probably would still do a cute little stamp on the inside because I like it. I think it's really cute. Okay. That's okay. That should be done. That should be nice and dry. All right. There we go. Crafting with Temu. This is I just love this card, honestly. I'm super excited about this. I love the beach. It always reminds me of my mother, who just loved the beach. She loved to go shelling. It was one of her favorite things. I think that I love the sentiments inside. I think the stamps are really fun. So here are 2 of the cards that I made with those, Anyway, I hope that that you enjoyed this, and I'm really hoping that, you know, that you make some of these cards. They have a lot of other, let me see if I can find that. They have a lot of other options in this series. So that's the back of it. It's just this one. But if I recall correctly, and you can look at all the options you get. I think there's like 100 pieces of paper here. But if I recall correctly, this was just one of the different pads that they had with all sorts of stuff. Some of them were steampunk, which I think would be a really fun series of cards to do steampunk. This actually reminds me of steampunk. So anyway, that's it. That is our crafting with Temu activity today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Wait till the end, and I have a cute little video of the puppies for you to see. Thanks for being with me today, guys. Cheers. So the pups wanted to say hi. There's Sophia. She she just has an itch. I will say that. They have their bed back and they're very happy. So they just wanted to say hi. There's their cameo for the day.